I still can't get over it. I probably won't get over this for a while. How does Grace Harris go from playing one of the more astounding knocks you'll ever see to warming the bench the next day? George, this ranks right up there, right, among the most shocking exclusions you'll see.
Well, it was a big shock, and I think all of us couldn't believe it when we heard the team news of the toss, just because the memory of her rock is so recent as well, and teams are in their budding stages in the WPL. Someone's played such a knock, and then for them to take a big call to leave Grace Harris out like that. The only thing I will say is that given that she played the innings she did, they wouldn't have taken this decision lightly. They would have pondered over it, thought over it, and they would have had the logic. Maybe it was the green tinge on the pitch. Maybe they thought Shabnam Ismail's pace could trouble Meg Lanning and Shafali Verma at the top of the order. Backfired, but if it had come off, everyone would have been hailing it as a masterstroke.
I don't know about the others, but I feel like Lisa Sthalekar as mentor has already earned paid dividends, because on day one of the tournament she goes and tells Shabnam Ismail, listen, you're not playing. On day two she tells Grace Harris, now you're not playing. But so it's from a overall balance point of view. We've discussed this. UP always looked light on batting. So how can you, I know as good as Shabnam Ismail is, as tempting as it is to play her, you can't be going in with Devika Vaidya coming in at number 6.
Yeah, indeed, that actually surprised me, because the one batter who kind of got your team talking about has been left out, and I think this is one of those cases where having an overseas for a captain hurt you, because a captain was locked in. Could they have left Sophie Eccleston out? Perhaps, because eventually, if you saw, they did not use Devika Vaidya's bowling. And it's not as if she's a 50-50, in all honesty. It's not 50 batting, 50 bowling. It's more a bowling all-rounder that Devika Vaidya is. So to not use one of her main elements into play was a bit, and it was kind of contrast to what I saw with Healy's captaincy in the first game, where she was very happy to give chances to Indian players. We saw Simran Sheikh walk in ahead of Sophie Eccleston. We saw Devika Vaidya did bowl a couple of overs, was expensive of course, but you looked at Alyssa Healy, the UP Warriors captain, and you thought, yes, this is a captain of a WPL side and she's wanting Indians to do well. So in that sense, it was a real contrast today.
So the one thing I'll say about Grace Harris was, when she was interviewed in the dugout during the game, and for someone who had been dropped after playing that innings, she was so enthusiastic. You could just, her enthusiasm was infectious. And the way she speaks, she seems so spontaneous and natural. I would have loved to hear her reaction when she was told that she wasn't playing today. I would have loved to hear that.
And she is supposed to be quite the firebrand, so it would have been a good inside cam shot to have. But just wrapping up UP before we move to Delhi, Talia McGrath with that knock, the highest of the WPL so far in its early stages. That's always got to be a great sign, because we're talking about this team which does not have a lot of batting depth. So you need your Healys and McGraths to be shining.
And having seen Grace Harris do what she did the other day, you couldn't have written the game off even when there was a Talia McGrath, because looking at Talia McGrath, the ODI, the T20I batter of the last 2 years she's been really otherworldly. So till she was around, I think there were little hopes. I thought that there would be a time where I would have to change my writing report a bit, but wasn't to be. But yeah, stupendous knock from Talia McGrath in that sense.
And those runs in the end might even do a lot of net run rate management, right, George, as we've learned from all these years in the IPL.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it could very well come down to it in the end. Yeah, reducing the margin of defeat is as important as winning big. Yeah.
So have said captains of some of the most successful IPL sides. We need to talk about Delhi. It's been 2 games now, 200 plus scores in both. George, what do you make of that lineup?
Well, yeah, it has quality all the way through, and some batters who you don't normally associate big hitting, they're exhibiting, their power hitting skills in the WPL. Not unlike the Delhi Capitals men's team, the women's team also going after it right from the start.
I just hope their fortunes on the whole are better than Delhi Capitals / Daredevils has been through its existence. But so you are a little surprised to see this, right? Because this is not necessarily the deepest of batting lineups.
It's not deepest, yes. But after that auction day, you looked at that lineup, you looked at that squad, and I really felt it was a side for winning championship because it had a lot of batting strength. And you looked at those two venues, Mumbai and Navi Mumbai, where the tracks are really flat and players have been referring to it as roads. So you needed batting power there, and Delhi had that power hitting right from start to end. To an extent, you almost were thinking about who will be the top 3, top 4. So, and Lanning's knocks have been really wonderful in that sense. Her partnership with Shafali Verma is almost like what, chalk and cheese?
Yeah, like talking about that partnership. See, you've had the Smash sisters in Susie Bates and Sophie Devine. You've had the Bash brothers in Chrislyn and McCullum. You got to come up with a name for Lanning and Shefali.
Quick,
Like
come on.
someone so experienced and the other one just a teenager. So yeah, amazing partnership. We'll think about it and come up with it later.
All right. I thought
Yeah.
I'll give the headline writers their moment on the spot, but okay. 2 games played by all the teams so far, and 2 teams have really stood out. Mumbai Indians with the might of their victories and a batting lineup that never ends, a bowling disposal that never ends, and Delhi with these 2 solid batting performances. And as fixtures would have it, George, it's Delhi versus Mumbai on Thursday. It's already a firecracker.
Yeah, that's the one that everyone's going to look forward to now. 2 batting lineups completely in form. Mumbai have the greater bowling depth, but that's going to be very, very hard to pick between the 2. Mumbai will hope they don't need that bowling depth. So if I had to, yeah, I think Mumbai. Yeah, but let's see what Delhi can do.
I think
Early final?
it's very, very, very early to do that because I remember Beth Mooney, I think, was saying that in big tournaments like this, you don't really, set the course after 2 games. Even if you lose 2 games, you have to tell the team that there's a lot of time to make up. So, not picking up finals, but yeah, it's a contest to look forward to, and I hope that it doesn't turn out to be a damp, one-sided thing like the Mumbai-Bangalore clash turned out to be, because that was another highly anticipated one. Of course, Mumbai have won too, but Royal Challenger Bangalore, you look at that squad and you felt that they had it in them to do what their men's side didn't, but it didn't turn out that way. So my only hope is that Delhi-Mumbai contest doesn't turn out to be that one-sided one.
My hope after these first 2 games, I really hope the teams that haven't kicked off really kick on. You don't want this kind of a season ever in any competition. First season, hopefully, UP Warriors, Gujarat Giants, we're waiting for you to turn up. And Royal Challengers Bangalore. As always.